Prepare yourself for invasion. This is Indie Invasion.
Man, oh man, there must be a delay. I'm sitting there messing with my phone, watching our timer, trying to, where are we? Just to make sure that we are live. We are live. Guess what, guys? We're live. Welcome in, Invaders, Thursday Night Shorts. I forgot to ask you if you got your book this week.
I did. I got it. I don't actually know when I got it because I was out of town Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and I got home and it was in my chair. So
hey, those are good gifts. You get home and there's a bunch of stuff for you.
My wife was like, "You have a bunch of packages," because I had ordered a couple of new study tools for my ministry, and then I had ordered this too. So I had a whole bunch of books to open. Hey, look, it's Ron and Spaz and Jim and Alder and Todd. Holy cows.
Everybody's here. The gang is here.
Right? Hey, the gang's all here. Sorry, I still have a little bit of a cold I'm trying to get over.
And we got one person to say good morning to. Everybody else is good evening?
Good evening. Yeah.
And one good morning.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember where Spaz is in Canada, so he could be far enough behind that he's late afternoon. No?
No, he's the top hat for us.
Okay, he's straight up. Okay, cool. Well, I am excited that so this is pretty much all I've done this week is check out my Space Station Zero, which quite frankly, I haven't even done that because I haven't had an opportunity to. But I'm kind of excited to take a look at it. I've been following all the battle reports and stuff that people have been putting up since they got their books. And
yes, Jim actually is posting playthrough videos.
Yeah, and really, I mean, Rain in Hell was super good too. It wasn't something that I'm going to get to the table all the time because I don't have enough of a gaming group. But, you know, if we had a much larger group, it would definitely be one because it's such a quick game to play. I like that Space Station Zero solo.
Yep, Clem, the Invaders.
That's cool, right, the cool superhero team. I got a feeling if this crew right here were a superhero team, would be more like a team full of the Wonder Twins.
Well, we already know Spaz would want to be Elasta Ape, so that's a given.
We'd have Elasta Ape, but I think would be more like Wonder Twins. I'm thinking we're not going to really get any of the cool ones. We'll just that would be us, and that would be okay. That's right. Oh wait, hold on.
Other way. There you go.
There you go. Wonder Twin powers activate. Yeah, more like the Mystery Men. That's probably true also. What you been working on, man? I haven't been working on anything because I've been out of town. So
I actually today I've been going nuts that I had to clean the desk
and
today.
We're twins.
And twins. By the way, nice shirt.
Yeah, repping the Slow Death Games Fest 2020. For those of you guys that don't know, they're the ones that do Star Breach. They're partnered with Elijah Kellogg and distribute Star Breach. So they have Slow Death is Wild in the Streets, right?
Yeah,
I think
that's
Slow
their
Death.
one.
Yeah, they have their own game. It's Wild in the Streets. So hang on, I got something.
And then they also did the Supers PDF. That's where we got Elasta Ape. I know Spaz was playing around with that a lot, but no, this week cleaning the desk. I finished my mansion over here, Black Site Studios, just in time because there's more pre-order going up tomorrow. I don't know if you guys seen the big, huge mega mall that they're getting ready to release tomorrow.
Oh, man, that is cool.
Oh my God. That, and I think they're doing another Curse Crate too.
Could you imagine if you had the mall and the subway?
Oh man.
That would be such a cool table. Yeah. Oh man, that would be cool.
But other than finishing those two buildings, if you guys haven't seen pictures, you can check them out. I'm almost afraid to go get them because I might drop them like I have been lately. Right. But I've been getting my Space Station Zero crew ready.
Nice.
I think I posted in Facebook that I'm going to use these guys from Invader, the Kabuki gang.
Yep.
So they're all like sci-fi Kabuki, and we were just talking before we went live. I needed one more guy because I only had 6 of them, so we decided to go with this little bug guy.
So I think we mentioned this last week, but I got the vibe of Space Station Zero is kind of like going into Space Hulk with a bunch of rogue traders.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of the vibe it gives me, which I think is pretty cool. I have so many sci-fi models already painted up because of Core Space. Yeah, I've got a bunch. Core Space, Star Breach, all of those little sci-fi skirmish games. I got a bunch of old Eden stuff. So I've already got a bunch of stuff painted up. But having the book is really just an excuse to get a few more things painted.
You know what? It really is, because the stuff I dug out today were a lot of the stuff from Invader, all the little aliens and stuff they have. But it got me thinking, well, I can use my retro ray gun. You know, I got a couple different sets of robots in there. You know, I'm just thinking of, okay, where do I got like just creatures that I could use as a mutant? And, you know, some of these models I have built, but I just never got to painting them. Like you said, now I got an excuse to paint them. So,
well, I think these small skirmish games are actually really helpful with that, especially when you have that huge pile of opportunity. Because, well, I mean, when you look at it, you're just like, oh, there's so much to paint, and it's so overwhelming. But then when you get one of these games, it's like, oh, let me grab 8 guys.
Yeah, it helps focus you a little bit.
It kind of lets you put them together a little easier. I did have my Necromunda game since last week. And I'm trying to remember who I played against.
Did it go better than your previous game?
Oh, it went so much better. It did not start out well though. So I got one dude who has an old battle wound. So I have to roll at the beginning of every game. Now I'm playing Spires. I've only got 4 dudes anyway. Okay. And I have to roll at the beginning of the game, and if I roll a 1, he can't participate. Well, for those of you that have watched our battle reports, you know I rolled a 1, right? So now I'm down to 3 dudes on the board, and I'm up against this gang that has like 10 people in it. But the terrain was just perfect. Everything I did was perfect, and I just went to town, and I just rolled over them.
Alder wants to know if you put out any bounties with all that dough.
I did not put out any bounties yet, but I planted the seed to start getting everybody fighting each other. I was like, I wonder who I need to put a bounty on, or when we get that 4-player on the table, who it is that needs to not shoot at me. So I've already got them kind of going at each other.
Spaz brings up kind of what we were just saying here. He hasn't painted anything from his Endure from the Stars, as he didn't enjoy the game. Or wait, as I am not enjoying the game as it is right now. But he loves the model, so now he's planning to do that for his Space Station Zero. So
I'd be curious to know what you're not liking about it, Spaz. I like it. Now, mind you, I've only played it maybe half a dozen times. I got the re-release where they changed, not a whole lot, just a little bit, I think. But I wasn't really super familiar with the original anyway. So, and Todd, I have not pulled the trigger on ZynVaders yet on the starter, but I am going to.
I put the link in the show notes for tonight, so I figured we'd talk about it.
Because it's available for pre-order. And really what I was thinking, it wasn't even the game itself. They need to hijack Todd's pictures of him and his wife playing at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes me want to pull the trigger on it. Because when we go somewhere with my kids, you know, it's hard for kids in restaurants that take a while to bring stuff. Like if it's not a fast food joint. Well, what a perfect thing to, you know, have just in a little bag and you throw it on the table. You're sitting on the end and the salt and the plates and everything. I think that's just a great idea. So that's why I want to do it.
Here's your response from Spaz. He likes the ideas, but the game is not challenging. He thinks he might be doing something wrong.
Oh, maybe. I was pretty
What's up, Tyler?
We got rolled over quite a few times. So so maybe take another glance at the rules. Maybe you are doing something, because I remember having particularly the first scenario where you have to get the exosuit. That one can be really challenging because you have to have the 2 power packs, and it's all about, you got to be in the right place at the right time, not get overwhelmed. So I just give it another read. Oh, he said that one was not with his wife. That one was with Sean, one of the makers of the game.
Oh, okay.
Well, he needs to use those pictures because I thought that was really a great. I thought it was a great sell.
Yeah.
Because I think the game is neat. I like the idea of it, but having it like, oh, we're waiting for our food here at this pizza joint, and we just threw it on the table. That's awesome. It's like the ultimate portable game.
Yeah. Yeah. And hey, that's a good segue right there. Look at that. You planned that, didn't you?
That's why I make the big bucks. That's why I make the big bucks.
So tonight, guys, what we're talking about, since I just looked at, we babbled for about 10 minutes there. We're going to be talking about compact tabletop war games. Now, this was a listener submitted topic over on the Discord. This was by, I think you would say this as Ghost.
You need a space in front of that.
And he basically wanted to start a conversation of, these small footprint games, usually played on a 2x2 or less, games that are expressly designed for that kind of area. Yeah. So I thought this was a good topic, really, to think about. In the chat there on Discord, he had a bunch of people chiming in. Community members suggested like games like, let's see, Alder suggested Bushido, which is designed for a 24x24.
Super cool game too.
Yeah. I mean, that
Great
one,
models.
I think they sold out at Adepticon. So
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Another great one, Pulp City. Tino suggested that one. And then we had somebody suggest Home Raiders, and along the same idea of using everyday area and objects, and we've already been talking about it, but ZynVaded, which Clem always brings up. It doesn't even use a specific board. You use whatever you want on the table.
Right, which is Home Raiders and Fairy Meat.
Yes, Fairy Meat's another one.
All three of those games are your 28 millimeter models are true scale. Yeah, they are actual size.
And those ones, it's kind of neat is it's basic 2x2, but you can expand it if you want. You can shrink it down a little bit.
It's wherever you happen to be sitting.
Yeah, it's very fluid in that way. And right off the bat, a lot of the cool things about this, I think, is these are all compact games. They're easy to travel with. You don't need a lot of minis or terrain or maybe a big rolled up mat, that kind of stuff. So those were our community suggested ideas for games, but we came up with a big old list.
One or two.
I think I see AR.
one or two in there.
One or two.
I think the one that we actually have on the top of the list, though, I think that one actually kind of deserves the top of the list, really. And that's Relic Blade. Like, Relic Blade just kind of really took everybody by storm when it came out, I thought. It's got, excuse me, guys, sorry. It's got fantastic models. I mean, the models are just phenomenal. It's a one-man operation, which is super cool. It's got fluff, but the fluff isn't so much that it's overwhelming. Like, you can't add to your own world. It's not super hyper specific. It's also miniatures agnostic, but not miniatures agnostic. So you can bring all your own fantasy models. And let's throw this up there that Jim's throwing up there.
Yeah, I didn't know.
New Relic Blade Kickstarter on Friday for some, I believe, new factions and solo rules, right, Jim? Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think there's more than just the solo rules. But that's coming out. Definitely a worthy host for the top of that list for 2x2 tables, and super fast play.
Yeah, that's a
when
fast
Relic
game
Blade
to play.
When they first came out, we had a little mini campaign. We just had 3 or 4 people playing, but I mean, we played the whole campaign in an evening because it was just we were able to play 5 games a piece. So real fast.
That's cool.
Play. Yeah,
that's cool. Look, you see Clem here? I just noticed this. He's trying to entice me right there.
Yeah, that was not deliberate at all, was it?
Just saying. There's zombies. He's got my number. He knows what pushes my buttons. But yeah, Jim did say new factions.
Cool.
He's saying 15 to 20 minutes per game. Yep. Like we were saying,
very
really
true.
fast. Let's see. Do we got any more comments? Tyler is suggesting something here. He's Restaurant Wars. You roll dice. You are either salt and pepper, ketchup, or mustard bottle, and you fight it out.
You should run with that, dude. Get some little minis made, like a little salt shaker with legs and arms, and like an AK-47.
Oh, yeah. It'd be kind of like, remember Burger Time when they had all the
exactly.
Like
exactly. You could totally do that. Have 3 or 4 models per side. That'd be great, man. You should run with that. Oh, Ron, you haven't tried Relic Blade. Ron said he hadn't tried Relic Blade.
I'm
you
surprised.
Gotta try Relic Blade.
Yeah, you gotta try that, Ron.
You can download the character cards. I think you can download the different faction packs. They're like $5 for the character cards, and then use whatever models you want.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the quick start rules are free to download too.
It's been a while since I've looked, but I think they might be. Yeah.
Yeah. So you should check it out because it's really a fun game. D6s, really fun game. You know what? I should have told you I was sick tonight because I had a feeling Clem would be on here, and I knew that ZynVaded link was in the Discord, and I just know what's going to happen tonight.
Well, I put it in the show notes too.
I just know I don't ever look at the show notes though, because I don't upload the video. So what we're recording now, I don't upload this to Podbean until right before we go on the next week.
No, okay.
So, dang it.
Well, we got a big list, so let's go ahead and jump through some of these. We'll pause on some of them that we think are cool and worth talking about. So the next one we got here, Core Space and Battle Space. Battle Space is a real cool one.
Seth, what's happening, buddy?
And then we got one of my favorites. I haven't played it in a while, but is Walking Dead. If you guys want a small footprint for that, go check that out. And especially right now, I think Mantic has that stuff on clearance. So if you don't have any of it, you can get it for dirt cheap right now.
And I know Miniature Market does.
Yeah. They got a lot. It's been around for a couple of years, so there's quite a bit of product. So even if you don't have, you don't get everything, you can end up getting enough that you can just keep playing with it over and over again.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then the next one is 2 Black Site Studios games, newer ones, Violent Dark and Lunar. Both are really cool games. I haven't played Lunar. I've just watched some of the gameplay, but Violent Dark is a blast because it's
brutal.
It's very brutal, and it's very different because you cycle through your characters, meaning it's not like you built your list and you're like, oh, these are my favorite dudes. They're supposed to die.
Yeah, they're kind of there to die.
Yeah, that's kind of the point of it. So that's a unique spin, but those are both 2x2 as well. And because of the violence of Violent Dark, it plays pretty fast.
Yeah.
It plays pretty fast. Maybe not into your favor, but it'll be over quicker than you think.
Yeah, you just reset up, right? And just start over. So then we got one that I came up with that I'm still waiting for on Kickstarter. So you guys and I know we talked about this one on the show, but Escape from Stalingrad Z. Now, I think what was unique about this game is the footprint is basically, I think it was a 7x14
it's like
spiral
it's a spiral bound book.
Yeah.
With your maps on the inside, like the D&D
those
maps
terrain things.
Use. Yeah, the terrain maps that you can use for D&D, the books.
And each page was a different scenario.
Yeah.
That you can, I think play with different characters, so you got a little bit of variety with that. They did come out with a mini line for that, but I'll admit I went cheap. I just got standees, but I figured I have enough minis, I can just use whatever.
Well, one of the Kickstarter options they had, and I'm sure that this will be available in retail when they go to retail, was they had like an ammo can shaped box that everything came in. So that even though that's not really the footprint, it certainly does make it an easy portable game to take somewhere. Book slides in, all of the standees slide in, just everything's right in that little ammo can. Yep.
Yeah, Yeah, it's all self-contained, basically. That's what I think was cool about that being a compact game.
Yep. And then next
we got?
was the 5 parsecs and 5 leagues, which really,
I still got to pull the trigger on those.
well, the thing about it is there's not really a size to either one of those games. I mean,
it's whatever you want, right?
If you want to set up on an 8x4 table to do your game, you really can. You can set it up however you want. The 5 parsecs games that I played all of them on a 2x2. And so, and it doesn't, I double checked the rule book before we went on, but I just looked quickly, so I may have missed it, but I don't believe there's no recommended board size. There's no recommended board size at all. Look, we got ZynVaded, best skirmish game ever, right? Okay.
Mac, you're doomed. You're doomed tonight.
I am, man. I am.
Got Sean jumping out here too.
I'm just gonna have to pull the trigger on it.
Man,
I'm excited.
Oh,
No lie. I'm excited to do exactly like my kids are gonna get to go to dinner once it gets here, because I'm just gonna be like, ooh, that's the whole reason that I wanted to get it, so we could play it at the pizza joint dinner table or at Outback on the dinner table. So
here's a good point Jim brings up. No board size, but train suggestions based on the size you choose. That's kind of a neat element.
Yeah.
You give it some variety. So here's one that I found that I totally forgot about that is this size, but that is Battletech. I mean, come on. Big mechs, crunchy rules, and best part, decades. This game has not changed in 30 40 years.
Now they did go Alpha Strike, though. They did go Alpha Strike.
Yeah, but it's just got
you can
decades
still
of
play
lore.
OG.
Yeah. I mean, whether you're going, that OG 1980s cartoon or it's just like it's this huge lore that it's got. So I completely forgot about that. And it's kind of cool because the game is current now. I mean, there's new versions of the game right now. I'm blanking on the name of the company that did it, but you go on Amazon, get a starter thing. I think it's like $50 and you're ready to go. So,
Yeah, I always liked Battletech. Always liked Battletech. Fun game. I'm going to bump one up from farther down since we're still in they actually fit on the board section here. And the one I'm going to bump up is, two of them actually, Snarling Badger and Arena Rex. So Arena Rex is actually okay. So you can play Arena Rex has to be played on a small size, but you can play it really small. Some of them are like a 30-inch circle because you want Coliseum. I had this little extra piece of really thick signboard from somewhere that I had picked up. I don't know. It was probably 8 inches by 12 inches. And I built a little gladiator pit and it was perfect. I mean, we fought a bunch of battles on it for Arena Rex. So super compact, but 2x2 is real close to the actual
maybe
size.
need what? 2 minis?
Yeah. 2, maybe 3. And then Snarling Badger, of course, Space Station Zero and Rain in Hell, which are both, they're not quite 2x2 though.
Yeah, it's a little bit larger on one end.
30.
Yeah.
So slightly different, but we figured that was close enough to 2x2.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, come on now, Clem. Why you got to do me like that, man? Look at that. Should be ordered on the show.
They're relentless. And, going along with Arena Rex, there's a couple gladiator combat games out there like Victus, that's an older game, and Sons of Mars is another one. They're all
Sons of Mars.
Generally the same, not a lot of stats, but just a lot of action. And quick enough play that, you can get a bunch of people together in the same game and just battle it out and then just set up and do it again. Maybe some different players fighting each other.
Yeah.
That's a good one to touch on. So I got one that used to be my bread and butter that I used to love playing and going to the weekend games all the time.
Throw it down.
X-Wing. Got your space dog fights, and now this will apply to the the games that this came from, but
and
X-Wing was a big one.
Here we're getting outside of that 2x2.
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit
close where you can you can pull it down. You know, you can you can cut it down to 2x2, but it is technically not played on a 2x2.
Yeah, and we have a couple here thinking about it. So, like I put in Necromunda, Mordheim, Warcry, Kill Team. These ones are all close, right? You could play them on 2x2s.
Right.
I think
right.
Warcry Kill Team is really close.
Yeah, and I've played a bunch of our Necromunda games on 2x2s.
Okay. Now that one you'll need a little bit more minis, more terrain.
Oh yeah,
but they are
portable.
That small footprint.
Not portable. Necromunda is definitely not portable because that is a terrain-heavy game.
Yeah. So now, opposite of that, sticking with GW, we have Underworlds, Warhammer Underworlds. Now that is almost that's kind of like a borderline board game, skirmish game.
Now, isn't that like 22x30? Because I thought that I had heard Uncle Adam say.
I think so. When you put both players' boards together, it is kind of a goofy, weird size like that.
Yeah, I thought they had mentioned something about that being why they went with that off size is to stick with that. I guess what GW is trying to make more standardized.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that one, you have the hex board too, so it's very board game like in that sense. But it's still, you're making a war band of guys that you need. Now it could be anywhere from 4 to 6 minis maybe, and all the terrain on that is just little chits. Here's our cardboard rock that's flat. You put it on there, so that's very portable. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that you just need. A little box that fits your warband and your cards and everything else can just lay flat in a bag or something.
There you go.
Let's see what else we got here that we haven't mentioned. Now we're kind of like Max said, we're getting outside of that 2x2 just by a little bit, but one of Max's all-time favorites kind of comes in here, and that is Drowned Earth. Dinosaurs, gorillas, and pandas duking it out in the post-apocalyptic.
Now, the thing about that, too, though, is this. I have played the Drowned Earth on 2x2 actually several times.
Mm-hmm. Fast game, right?
Yeah, it's really fast. And I think, so what I've generally done is I've gone vertical. So I would not say that it's portable at all.
Yeah.
But it still worked really well, even going down to that size. So
yeah. We have a suggestion here from Mike. He said Dead Zone.
Oh, that's right. Mantic's Dead Zone. Definitely.
That's a good one. That's a very good suggestion, Mike. It's been a while since I've seen that one.
I see what's going on here. Look at this. A Chinese takeout box. That's what ZynVaded comes in. Look, Sean switched to his Twitch account, the Game Room Texas Gamer Geek, so he could throw it at me that way, kind of get me out of left field there. So, wow, that's dirty, guys. Why you got to be like that?
Man, oh man, oh man. All right, let's see. What else do we got? And we're kind of headed to the end here. So what do we got next there, Mac?
Well, we got, let's see. Okay, so I think this one is a good one, is Frostgrave, Stargrave.
Yeah.
Right? So that is, I think, a great, those two games are, they're good games. Now, they're not my favorite. I don't like the
that's campaign kind of oriented, right?
No, I like the campaign. I do like the campaign. What I don't like is that your minions don't advance. Like in Necromunda, everybody in your gang advances.
Okay.
In Stargrave,
gotcha.
Well, I don't know about Stargrave. That rule book I don't have. But in Frostgrave, just your wizard and your apprentice advance, and everybody else, they can just die off and you replace them as needed. But work very well on a 2x2 board because I've done a full sized. Okay, so Jim said only the captain and first mate advance in Stargrave.
I was wondering if he was going to chime in because I know he has videos on his channel.
Yeah, but I've played the Frostgrave games I've played. I have played on a 2x2 board. Didn't have any problem with it. Same thing for one that we didn't have in there that's along the same thing is Ragnarok, the Viking game. That one I've also played on 2x2, but it's a 3x3 technically.
Okay. Let's see. We got a couple more here. I'm going to rattle off some real quick.
Rattle them.
Burrows and Badgers, Twilight, Star Breach, Dracula's America, Silver Bayonet. So those are all generally about the same size. You could go 2x2 up to 3x3. I think a lot of that on some of these, like Dracula's America, Silver Bayonet, are very dependent on what kind of terrain do you put on the board. Are you in a forest? Are you in a town? That kind of thing. So that can kind of adjust your play area on the board a little bit.
I need to address a comment. I need to address a comment.
Okay.
From the Game Room, Texas Gamer Geek. Because of the extreme peer pressure, which everyone knows I would not be able to resist, I did already order it, so I expect some special shipping here. I'm expecting some special shipping. Like I should have this tomorrow.
Live on the show, Mac is caving in and ordering stuff. Yeah. Mac, Jim was agreeing with you here with the size 2x2, but go up a little bit.
Oh yeah.
It just makes things easier, right?
It makes such a huge difference. Unfortunately, there's quite a few games that don't really allow in the rules for you to go to add any vertical element. Now, I have seen that changing a lot.
Yeah.
In skirmish games where they have been adding that in. And I think somewhere in the mix of that, it's people realizing, number one, they can sell a whole bunch more terrain because now it can just get bigger and bigger. And that smaller footprint for people, I wish Alan was on tonight because I think he'd be able to speak to this better, is that smaller footprint, you get a lot more people playing in the store if they're just taking up a 2x2 space. So.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in the stores for Wild West Exodus, and we're playing on 4 people on a 4x6 tables. So it's harder to get them in there unless maybe they're playing doubles or team type of atmosphere. But and another neat thing about these smaller games is, besides being easy to take around and stuff, and I figure we close out the talk a little bit with this, is why we think these are all good games. And we've mentioned this a little bit, is that it's small footprint games on the table. Like you said, you can get more people playing the game. But I like that you don't have to lug around a ton of stuff. You don't have to have all that terrain and big bags full of miniatures and stuff like that. Well, to take with you.
Not all that terrain. Shut your mouth, sir. Shut your mouth. What is wrong with you?
Well, some people are not quite like us that need all the MDF and styrofoam.
All right.
So they want to, that easy on the go. They may not have big old Jeeps or Suburbans or
true.
And these games are fast to get into and get a quick game that you can probably play more than one in an afternoon type of thing. So those are just some of the quick things that I thought about them, and man, they are relentless with you.
They are, man. No, I didn't get the expansion. I just got the base
Undead
set.
Bugs.
And when it gets here, we haven't done a game review on a Thursday night in a while. So when it gets here, we'll pull everything out and we'll do a big ZynVaded. Yeah, we'll do a big one like that.
Literally, this would be a
that would be an unboxing. I might even order Chinese food and have each box, and you guys have to guess which one has the Chinese food and which one has the game.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
So no, I didn't order the expansion. There's a lot of really cool models, though. I did see all of the models. There's a lot of stuff I very much like to get, but the hobby budget. When I said I made the big bucks, I don't really. That's why all my terrain is made out of garbage. So, just saying.
Yep. Well,
but yeah, definitely. We'll do a review on it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Guys, if you guys have any more suggestions, I know some of you guys were chiming in here. I see Mantic's Dungeon Saga as a suggestion. And let's see, Raven Feast Spaz was saying.
Familiar with that.
No.
You have to throw some info up in the Discord, Spaz.
Yeah, if you guys have more suggestions, go in Discord. We have a show topic channel in there that you guys can, put them in there, keep the conversation going in there. We'd love that.
Yeah,
because I know there's other people that are looking for suggestions. I mean, that's kind of where this topic came from. Somebody suggested it, listener suggested it, wanted some ideas for what else is out there. But I think that's all we got time for tonight, Mac. Just like that. Sorry, Clem.
Gone.
The shenanigans
have ended.
Yeah.
Oh, sad pandas. The ZynVaded continues. The Indie ZynVaded podcast. That might be what we have to call it when it's when we do the unboxing. We'll do that. That's fun.
Title stamped.
Oh wait, we could do a partner T-shirt on Redbubble. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I guess it's my turn. I get to take us out this week.
I have no clue.
I'm going to take us out.
I have a head cold. I've been out of town for 3 days. I'm not even sure what day it is. I'm just going to be glad if I get my kids picked up from school on time tomorrow. So.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you're new to the show or just want some more content, you can find audio content on all the podcast platforms for your listening pleasure. Most of our stuff you can find over on Podbean. That's where we have every single thing. And check us out on YouTube if you want some videos. We also have some social media you can check us out on. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, see what we're getting into. And please join the growing community over on Discord. You guys, tonight's topic came from Discord, so feel free to add suggestions or questions in there. And the community is always helpful in there. We love seeing you guys get going in there. And you can find all these links in the show notes or look on our sponsor web, thecoastaltext.com. I haven't plugged that one in a while there, Mac.
Yeah.
If you would like to support us and you like what we're doing, visit us on Patreon/IndieInvasion. We appreciate it. And you can also visit us on Redbubble. We got a bunch of stuff on there for you guys to get some merch, hats, shirts, pillows, shower curtains, mini skirts,
Spaz.
So go check that out. We appreciate all the support you guys can give us on one of those two places. But that's all we got for tonight, guys. So I guess, lastly, when you're out there playing your small footprint games with 3 minis and not much terrain. Well, for Mac, maybe a lot of terrain, but just up. Until next time, guys, prepare yourself for the invasion.